Marvel Endgame is getting ready to come back out again. Did you see that?
Bro, marketing like a motherfucker. They don't want to let Avatar win, bro.
Yo, Avatar, they getting Avatar clear out of here because even before this release, I think they're only, I'm trying to see if there's actual number, they're only a few million away from beating Avatar all time. So even without doing any type of re-release or anything, they were clearly getting Avatar up out of here. Marvel, the Avengers Endgame is about to be the #1 movie of all time. And actually, did you see it?
I was waiting for the fucking clouds to clear, but now that I know they're gonna re-release the bitch, you know, all the nerds are gonna go line up again just to watch one fucking deleted scene at the end.
Yo, I saw it opening weekend. We went opening weekend.
Yo, how crowded was that bitch?
No, so we go to there's a place out here in Gilbert, and it's like for kids because it has like an arcade, it has a bowling alley and everything, but they also has a movie theater in it. The movie theater is like the third most popular thing inside of this thing, and so it was the one place where there was nobody, like it was like half full. So yeah, it was perfect. We good time. We went to go see, you know, it wasn't like super early or super late. It was like the perfect time or whatever. And then the theater wasn't even full. So yeah, we got to see it first weekend. I think it might have been the Saturday it had came out.
Rarity. So you fucked with it then? What
yes,
you think?
I'm a big Marvel.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So if you've seen Infinity War and then this one, it was two different movies. So that was one of the things, like Infinity, the best way to put it, Infinity War was just that. It was a war. And then this was kind of the climax of it, if you will. And so like it was, I would just say going into it, to, you know, no spoilers, even though it's been out for like 88 months. No spoilers. I would say don't go into it expecting it to be just like Infinity War. It stands on its own, but
less actiony, man. Because it's fucking 3 hours long.
It was a gang of shit going on. It was a lot going on, but it wasn't the same as Infinity War was a war. This movie was emotional. It was an emotional climax of like, and then it was dope too because like we saw it, we enjoyed it, thought it was good. And then what I always do a lot of times is I watch a movie, and especially if I really like a movie, I hop on YouTube and I watch theories about it, and I watch, you know, behind the scenes.
I did that with Us.
Yeah, exactly. And so when this was over, I went home and I watched it, and I enjoyed it. And I would have enjoyed it even more if I had actually been watching all of the Marvel movies over the past 10 years, because it was a whole bunch of Easter eggs that I missed, where like they said this thing and that was a playoff of something that happened 7 years ago in this movie. Or on the background, you saw this picture and that was a culmination of something that came from, and it was like it completely wrapped up everything that had happened in every single movie over the past 10 years. And a lot of that I missed because I just started getting into it around like Civil War is when I started watching all the Marvel stuff. So, and then even with that, I still missed a whole bunch of the movies. So,
did you watch Captain Marvel?
Yes, I saw that too. I think first weekend I saw that too.
So I saw first week, it was first or second weekend, and because there's a comedy movie that was too fucking booked. It was just a fuck day, so he was like, all right, pick your demon. And then I even got the DVD. They still haven't opened yet, but I didn't like it that much because it felt so shoehorned in. And don't tell me she's the savior of this last movie.
Well, I'll let you watch it. I won't go too deep. I'll let you watch it. Don't want to spoil it. But so I like Captain Marvel, though I was slightly disappointed. But it was my own, because I don't know. I go into so many movies with an open mind, and I go into movies with I don't get into the hype, and I'm trying not to listen to what people say it's going to be or whatever. Or I go into a lot of movies super open-minded. So 8 times out of 10, I come out of movies absolutely loving them because it was like I went into it not expecting anything. And so even if it's remotely good, it's that was good. What got messed up with me with Captain Marvel was a lot of the theories, and a lot of the theories was how okay the scrolls are going to be on there, and how the scrolls can shapeshift. And then people started planting in my head, watching all the theories, like, oh, so what's going to happen? Watch, they're going to go back in time to the 90s, and then you're going to find out that like Nick Fury and like Captain America, they were actually scrolls this whole time, and then that's what's been going on. And so I was going into it looking for that, like, oh man, who's the secret agent with the, and then none of that happened. And then so I was disappointed about that because I thought the movie was going to be something different than what it was.
That would have upset me if that was the case. That would have upset me because they sure as fuck did. Shout out to the blockbuster cameo and fucking Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and it was just the simple fact that I thought that that's what the whole point of the Skrulls getting into it was, that the Skrulls were going to be, you know, but then it turned out that they were the good guys, if you will, in the movie. So I thought it was good. It was good, but I think it did kind of get forced in. But then kind of the same thing too, which was interesting because I'm a fan of the Black Panther movie, but I can't wait to see the actual second one, because one thing that was apparent, they did the Civil War movie and they had Black Panther in there, and then they were working on the Black Panther movie. I don't think they realized how big Black Panther was going to blow up. Sure. Yeah. And so they were already working on the movie and going in a direction on the movie, and then the guy was a fucking megastar. Then you get to the Infinity War series, and Black Panther's not even really into the thing because he wasn't set to be that big of a character, because they didn't expect him to blow up that well. So it was another thing like that where it's the gift and the curse of the long-term planning. Marvel right now knows the movies and what order they're going to go in for the next like 7 years, and that's great because you want long-term direction to get to an end goal, and then that's what, when you get to the end, it's so much more refreshing once you get to the actual end. But then the problem is that sometimes you'll have one thing that blows up more than you thought it was going to, or you have something that flopped, and it's like, oh shit, we got to change course. We're like 3.5 years in, we were going this direction, and we got to switch it up this way. So that's the only issue. But I'll rock with Marvel.
It is that sort of fucking not foreshadowing, but insight that I think really shit on DC, bro. And one of the things, because mind you, I'm not the biggest DC. Well, they own a couple properties that I think are dope. The Watchmen are dope. They're on fucking HBO. They're going to be redoing that series. That was something that back when, is it Mike Schneider or Bill Schneider or something Schneider? He was the one that did like, Zack Snyder. He did like 300, and you know, it was bringing a lot of the comic book movies comic book shits into movies. He did it perfectly, and mind you, and it wasn't even like he did that great of a job. It was the fact the material was that fucking bold. Anyways, I haven't seen Shazam. That shit looks like it might have been a turning point. No, really? So that expression, I saw it. Oh, that's terrible. So, we're going to do a movie reviews like that. Like, I saw it.
So it's two things. One, we saw it and it was decent. It wasn't horrible. It's worth checking out at least once. Where we messed up was we saw, Shazam, superhero movie. Hey, we're gonna take The Boys. We didn't realize it was PG-13. I didn't realize PG-13 was as fucking graphic as it is.
It gives you one fucking anything that's sexually suggestive.
No, it's way more. It's all kinds of shits and sons of bitches. Like it was.
It's Shazam?
Like, yes.
Shazam?
We're sitting here watching it, and me and Steph were looking like, is this shit rated R? What did we sign up for? So, yeah, and it was funny, too, because the boys, by the end of the movie, they were like, yeah, that was all right, but they cuss a lot. Like, even the boys were, like, taken back, like, whoa. Like,
that says something.
So, yeah,
it kind of, that's where when I see a trailer and I'm like, oh, they got a fucking Kendrick Lamar song. They're trying to be topical or jiggy with it. And then, you know, you see all these cutscenes, or sometimes you just feel like you see the whole fucking movie because they're kind of setting you up to the origin story, which is the fucking origin story. And it kind of, I don't know, they didn't have the best directive, and one of the biggest blessings for them, and I'm excited to see it when it comes out. Remember they fired James Gunn? from Guardians.
From Guardians, yep.
Bro, even though they snatched him back up, did you hear about that? They picked him back up for Guardians 3, which shout out to them for not being dumbasses and for, this motherfucker made it poppin' the way he made it poppin'.
Yeah.
I loved it when they fucking fumbled his ass and they let him go. DC was quick as shit to pick that motherfucker up for the Suicide Squad reboot. And it's legit. He's saying a fucking reboot. This ain't a fucking number 2. I ain't gonna take the samples of what the fuck you made. I'm gonna redo it. And I'm curious because of how bold in the direction and how slick Guardians of the Galaxy was. I wonder how the fuck he's gonna freak it and how bold he is to fucking say this is a goddamn reboot. And I wonder if he's gonna keep any elements. Like, for example, Harley Quinn. She's just like your Pornhub #1 video type material of a dumb bitch broad. Like, that's cosplay begging to be reused over and over again. So we'll see how much he changes that. But even that was kind of.
If I heard correctly, I think it's. If I remember correctly, the chick that played Harley Quinn is supposed to come back as Harley Quinn. And
okay, Margie Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. I think a bunch of the other people are supposed to be getting recast because I did hear that Will Smith's not doing the next one.
To be honest, not to say it's a wasted $20 million, but honestly, like for the most part, like that had to have been the easiest $20 million that motherfucker made.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I never
think about it. Motherfucker was wearing a mask. It was probably a stunt double on that bitch the whole time. Like, he just got to come in from the close-up shots. Like,
yeah, because I never saw the first one. I heard the review because I did want to see it because
it's fun.
I'm a big Joker fan. I like Harley Quinn, and so I did want to check it out. But yeah, I don't like DC. I'm just not a DC guy.
I'm a big Joker fan, so the Joaquin Phoenix one, it seems interesting as fuck. Like, this might be one of their first good movies. But me being a Joker fan, Jared Leto people talk a lot of shit because he was this bedazzled looking Joker, wanting to be, white boy ex-con shit. But it worked, and it would have been a whole lot deeper if they didn't, make the directions that they fucking made, And it's just because, people who they're getting to test this shit are random fucking people that picked 5 on a survey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That was one of the things I heard about the Joker, because a lot of people saying that his part in the movie didn't fully make sense. And then later on, I had heard that there was a whole bunch of deleted scenes, a whole bunch of stuff that they cut from it. And a lot of it was the Joker stuff, which then put holes in a lot of the stuff that was going on with him, which makes sense.
You know what was the biggest fuck you? I spent $28 to $30 one Tuesday afternoon to get the fucking Suicide DVD and Blu-ray and digital copy. And bro, out of all those shits, because none of them, I guess, really fucking matter, because the digital copy is the one that you remember. You can't lose because it's unless you forget your password. Bro, there was none of those fucking deleted scenes. Why did I watch this movie in theaters and then buy this bitch day one to not have them fucking scenes? That's the whole point, right? And I couldn't have been, mind you, it wasn't like it was a surprise, because in the back of the fucking box it tells you gag reel, fucking biography, but no fucking, deleted scenes. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I shouldn't, obviously I saw the shit, but it was like, god damn, I don't know, it just makes it shitty, not only as a consumer, but then as a fan who is paying for this shit outright, to not get these things that made these. The whole point of a DVD before, besides being able to watch it, special features, right? Your commentary. I haven't had the time to listen to fucking commentary track in a minute, but I still love that shit. So I don't know. I don't know why they don't include these things.
The greatest director cut commentary thing I ever heard was the movie How High. They did the commentary with Method Man. It was the greatest. It was as good as the fucking movie. And there was one part when I hadn't even noticed it in real time because it's such a small little thing. But there's one scene where Method Man and Redman are coming out of school talking, and Method Man has a rolled up piece of paper in his hand, and he bops one of the extras on the head. And so I had never paid attention to that scene because you're focusing on what they're talking about. And Meth was talking about the commentary. They did that same. Meth was like, oh yeah, I got in trouble for this part. They were like, Method Man, can you please stop hitting the extras? And I was dying laughing. The commentary on How High was so fucking fantastic. So yeah, y'all go out there and check that out,
bro. And then I know they redid that shit. I forget what fucking rappers, but one thing that's so funny about that era, because this was early 2000s, right?
Yeah,
where hip hop was kind of making it's leaking over into cinema. This is after fucking Belly showed its cinematography, you know what I'm saying, shit that, then you start seeing actors, especially Meth. Meth is probably one of the ones still doing it, but he was definitely one of the first ones to jump on that shit as well. And I can just imagine, bro, just being this motherfucker from Staten Island, and him saying, "Just this is your fucking movie. Fuck these white boy extras." Like I can just, like I remember, shit. Shout out to the reboot, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Kevin Smith, in the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Chris Rock plays the director, and do you remember who Shannon Elizabeth is? She was the big titty bitch from American Pie.
Yes.
The foreign exchange student shit.
Yeah.
Her husband, who's, I don't know if they're still married, but at the time he was doing cameos in all her fucking movies. He plays, oh no, it wasn't him. He was in there too. It was Jamie Kennedy. Remember Jamie Kennedy? His experiments. He was, Malibu, Most Wanted. So this cat played like a PA, and I guess he brought Chris Rock his coffee, and he goes, white boy. I was like, how did I know you? He was giving him shit, right? He's like, I bet you pissed that you bring a nigga his coffee. And he's like, no sir. He goes, I bet your daddy does your daddy know that you bring a nigga his coffee? He was like, no sir. So anyways, so his whole scene, his whole character in the movie was just fucking talking down to these white people because he's a black director. He's the one that's in charge.
God love it.
Yeah. Shouts out to Chris Rock.
God love it.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't like this podcast, it's probably cause you're racist.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings though.
Yeah. What's up, man? You hear me?